Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the 2:30 draw at the Auld Syne. I am Jonathan Horowitz, here to send you along on a game between Team Mackinson and Team Zeisler. So we have Tyra Yam, Jack Desvonic, Barnwell, and Todd Mackinson on Team Mackinson. Lauren Recchia, Blake Isles, Lauren Visser, and Elliot Zeisler on Team Zeisler as they sort themselves up and get ready for the house. We will do that. In addition, we got a few other games. We got what's happening on Sheet 1 with Team Gottschalk against Team Axelson. We got Team Bonnema against Team Miller, and on Sheet 3. And on Sheet 4, we have Team Lerner against Team Higashikawa, with Carrie Meyer skipping Team Lerner. So we'll start with our featured sheet, which is going to be on Sheet 2, and then we'll move over around the sheets as we need to, as it feels right. We might also, as things change, essentially switch sheets if this turns into a little bit of a blowout. Although I don't think it will. I think this is going to be a pretty even game. So a couple of things to note about this game and all the games on the sheets. These are mostly games happening in the C event here at the Auld Syne. C event, or third event, meaning that most of these teams won their first game and lost their second game. So that's what we're talking about when we say third event. In addition, this is the first game for every team that what we call in curling a lout game, which means if you lose, you're out. No second chances here. It's a elimination game. This spiel is what we call a 3-game guarantee. So you're guaranteed 3 games. This is the third game. You know, we got to guarantee something. So that's it. This is your first opportunity to be eliminated. So Tyra Yam throwing the first stones for Team Mackinson, who's going to have the yellow stones. Team Zeisler in the red. She gets it in the corner in the house. Not exactly the shot she was going for. She was most likely going for a center guard. And now Lauren Recchia, Lauren to throw for Team Zeisler. Lauren and Elliot, husband and wife. A wonderful combo to have. And she's throwing it in, trying to get right behind the guard there to be on the side. We'll see if she can get it in. It's coming in. The sweep comes in. I think that's going to bounce off. It will. It's not going to quite get past it. It's not a terrible shot, though. And she's cleared the yellow out. I don't think that's touching, so not a bad shot for Lauren. The key thing, of course, with the first end is that nobody really knows the ice conditions. You kind of generally know the ice because we are all from Chicago and we all know the ice for the Chicago Curling Club, but you don't specifically know this sheet. So usually the leads you're kind of throwing into the dark because even if you know the general ice conditions, you don't know the specific ice conditions of this sheet. So you got to watch for that. So Tyra throwing her second shot here for Team Mackinson. Let's see how she does. That's looking good. It's looks like she's trying to draw in or draw behind. Looks like she's going to get right on top of that red one. That's a very nice shot. The key thing there is that sets up a really nice, easy run to give yellow 2 stones. Elliot trying to throw in to get it on the tee line. The goal here is to what we call split the house. So the point of splitting the house is you want to make sure that you are not near the other team's stone so that you're far enough away that they cannot throw a double. So Lauren throwing now. That looks like it's going the wrong way. No, it's going the correct way. Okay, that's good. Wouldn't want that to happen. Go the wrong way. And will it stay in? No, it'll get there. It'll be a little bit further away than Elliot would like, but I think they're going to be lying 2 at the end of this shot. And now I'll bring in Andrea Stratton, who's going to be on color commentary. Andrea, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Welcome. So, Todd to throw the hit here. This is going to be the first shot from Jack Desvonic. I learned how to say his name after Thursday's game, so promise.
Or just Jack.
Or just Jack.
Just Jack.
Yeah, also works. He's throwing the hit here, so...
I like the weight.
Yeah. Through the hit. Is it going to get there? Yes. Nice shot.
Yeah.
So Todd had set that up so that his stone was right on top of the red one, and the goal was to throw that hit to make that shot so that the red goes away. So now yellow is lying 1. At least I think yellow is lying 1.
Yeah.
And so red has to deal with it. Here's a different view if you're interested. And this is the first shot from the second on Team Zeisler. Blake Isles, that's his name. Isles, right?
I don't know.
Okay, good enough for me.
It's not somebody I had the opportunity to meet yet.
And he's trying to throw the double, and he did it. Nice shot, Blake.
Nice.
That's a heck of a shot. Red.
It's my second
Nice.
in nationals.
Nice. Okay, so so Jack to throw a second. Looks like Todd's going to throw a hit here. This is turning into a very hit-heavy first end, but I guess I can't be surprised, right, Andrea? Considering that both of the leads through theirs in, that feels like you always end in a hit end after that.
I mean, if you can hit it, you might as well.
But it's not Blake, it's Balake.
We have been informed that it is Balake Isles, so we will be using that in the future. Oh, the hit just goes a little bit wide. Tough shot, just misses, so puts red in a really good position here for Blake's second shot. He's going to try and split the house again. You want to make sure that you get yourself into a position where you are able to make the double as hard as possible. And if Blake can do it, it'll make the shot much better.
I don't think it's quite. I think it's gonna do quite what he wanted.
That looks heavy. Yeah, it looks heavy.
Yep, a little heavy. I'm hoping that Todd's gonna help it on its way.
Yep, just a little heavy. So 2 missed shots there. This happens occasionally. Remember that we are watching club curling, so missed shots are inevitable and part of the game. And so the question that you got
fun.
Right. And so the part of the game with the skips is you got to figure out what's going to happen when you miss, when your team misses, or if they don't hit it quite the way you want it to. So Rick Barnwell to throw his first. Rick repping Norway. Mostly to get under the skin of noted Swede Staffan Axelsson, who is, of course, on the next sheet.
Mind game with the next sheet over. Maybe it helps him.
I don't know.
Get it?
It's going to hit. Trying to get the double. Not quite, but he does get one.
Yeah, one out.
Couldn't quite get the roll there, but that's a good shot. Does help. So Elliot's going to try the same thing. So the first shot for Lauren Visser. Lauren again throwing to throw that shot that Blake couldn't hit. Just a little draw to the other side. Again, the goal here is to split the house. Your goal here is you want to make sure you're, again, as far away from the 2 stones as possible, because Rick was trying for a double there, and he almost made it. But, of course, if it's on the other side of the house, Todd's not even going to try for the double because you're just not going to make that shot.
Yeah, it's not impossible. Impossible, but it is improbable.
Yes, that's
Those
a good
different things.
That's a good way of putting it, Andrew. I actually really like that. Not impossible, but improbable. It's less.
But it's still probably a little heavier than they wanted.
It's definitely heavier than they wanted, but they are lying too.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished. Todd throwing the draw. No, he's throwing.
I thought I saw him tap right in front of the red one.
No, he tapped at the top
Oh, okay.
top 4. Interesting, because there are 2 options here. You have that, and then of course you have the hit. What do you think? Would you throw the hit here, or you throw the draw?
I think you have to, depending on who's throwing, and if you trust the person who's throwing to do the hit, then you do the hit.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, your margin of error with a hit is a lot smaller than a margin of error with a draw. So.
Fair. All right. Well, that's.
Just.
I think that's gonna stick around, but I don't
stick
know.
Around, but not enough to.
Ooh,
that's close.
that's close. All right, let's take a closer look here.
I'd say yellow slight. I think yellow's. I think it's still 1 red, but I think yellow's second.
Yeah, I think yellow's second. It's definitely clear that that's 1 red. I don't think that's changed at all. We just gotta look here. Yeah. I think it's yellow second. And the next shot. And we have gotten to 2:30 hour, so we have gotten into gambling.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to wait until the 5 p.m. draw, but apparently not.
Well, if you want a chance to lose your money, you got to start early.
It's fair enough. And that is Sailing Through from Lauren.
Too spicy.
Too spicy. So now Todd's able to throw the hit on his first. A noted thing about Todd, having played with him in the spring, is he's changed his delivery recently, and what he does is he throws, he slides out kind of slowly, but he gives himself a big release of a big push on his release, and that push means that his shots look a little bit different than what you see in the average curler. I wonder how much of that is just to stretch his arms, considering that he's basically a big beanpole. But that is how he curls, and it's very effective for him. We did go 3 and 2 and apparently missed a pin on a warm draw, so can't say it doesn't work for him.
Oh yeah, there you go. A little bit of a little positive on the release, but
but he's gonna hit it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that looks wide.
It's gonna hit it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think it's gonna roll away.
What's it? Nope, sticking around.
Sticking around, right on the nose. Nice shot.
Ooh, so I think that puts them.
So now they're lying too.
One. Yeah.
Yeah.
By just a smidge.
Right, but I think it's yellow. But I think there's a pretty easy shot for red here, right? You're just gonna hit. You're gonna hit that back. You're gonna try and roll in.
Oh yeah.
And then.
Yeah. See what they do with it.
The only question is what happens in the next shot after that.
Yep. Yeah, because there's nothing in the front of the house to hide behind, or nothing in front of the house to hide behind. So that's, depending on then Todd's ability to potentially hit,
Exactly.
Reciprocate.
Exactly. So to do that, let's see, Elliot's first shot. And that's close. I don't think he's going to get the roll here, but I think he's going to get the hit. No, he's got, no roll. Red's still lying 1 there. The interesting thing here, let's flip away. Oh, that's something different. Okay. The interesting thing here, as we move camera angle slightly, is I think if Todd hits on the nose here, I don't think he's going to be shot. I think he would be second behind the yellow and red stones. So what the important piece here is you have to make sure that you get any type of roll, right? Because you can look in here and you can see that you can't hit it nose, and so that makes the shot slightly tougher for Todd, because the last 2 have been beautiful nose hits, and that makes it worse. Wait, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna deal with it. Okay, and he hits it, rolls away. So yellow line 1, red with an opportunity here to get 2. This is a tricky shot. What would you do here, Andrea? What's your shot call?
If you're red, I guess it depends if you want to, if you're gunning for 2.
This is hammer, so I feel
hammer,
like
then just sit 1 and
you don't want to get 1 here because you're hammer, right? The goal is always get 2.
Yeah, I mean if you can hit that yellow enough, to take it out, but then depending on again how accurate you run the risk of potential. If you don't hit it just right, you then potentially lose your red, and then you're still 1.
Yeah. That's true. Actually, you know what? That actually gives me a good point. You're right. So I think the answer there is you do play the hit. You play like a light hit here because you just need a light tap, and
switch it back a bit.
Switch it back a bit. And the other piece here is that actually there's very little risk in this shot, because the worst case scenario is you accidentally hit the yellow and the red, and you lie around, and then you're only lying 1, which is what's going to happen anyway.
Worst case scenario is you muck it up completely and hit your red out and take the shooter out, and they say, I don't think that's
not going to happen.
No, again, unlikely.
I'm putting Actual worst case scenario,
Yeah.
not theoretical worst case scenario.
There,
Oh,
there
no.
you go, where you flash and.
I mean, the flash is irrelevant. So, I think it's one yellow.
I think it's one yellow.
They're looking.
I love the vice dance.
You know, I've never heard it called the vice dance. Yep. They agree.
I like the dance that the vices do.
Yep. One yellow. So,
But just a little bit.
Elliot flashes wide on his last. Gives up the one.
And that's why, again, the hit is sore. There's that risk of the hit. But if you draw, I think,
I don't think the draw is the right call there. I think that's something like a heavy draw, right? You're like a backline weight.
Yeah.
I think Elliot was heavy. I think there was supposed to be like a backline weight, but like a back 12 backline weight, something where you're just pushing yellow back a little bit. You get a little bit more control on the weight, and a little bit more control of the line. You're able to do that. But anyway, we move into the second end. High right yam to throw, and we'll see whether her throws. She was
it's a little
killing
heavy.
out
I think it's gonna. I mean, it'll be in. So probably a little heavier than what he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
ooh.
through?
It might hang on a bit. Elliot's gonna try his best to make it go. Nope, hangs on.
All right. Just barely.
Yeah.
Close though. All right. Elliot to throw a corner guard. So again, notes on curling strategy here. The goal always theoretically, as we saw in the last end, you should always be able to have a shot for one if you are the team with hammer. So your goal always with hammer is to be able to get two somehow, some way, some form. So the thing that you're trying to figure out is what's the best way to do that. In general, you should always try to leave as much room as possible for the skip. And the way to do that is to leave the center open, because the more you close the center, the less likely it is that you will be able to get your shot in. So Elliot was trying to throw a corner guard.
A little heavy. Also, not quite as heavy as Tyra's, but still a little.
So yep,
a little heavy.
A little heavy from Lauren, but actually not a bad shot there. Because Todd's not going to try and take that out, which is fine. So you end up with an okay option. But so he's trying to throw a corner guard there so that he can give himself the opportunity to get that two. So that red, that would get corner guard, and then you get behind the corner, that's 1 point. And then you can get to the center, and there's your second point. And that's a pretty easy way of getting your two. Todd trying to get a center guard here. And that looks heavy again, right?
Yeah. Not as heavy as the last one, but no,
still heavy.
Still a little heavy, but not.
Whoa, maybe not. Wow, that really checked up.
Yeah. So I mean, it's technically is a center guard.
No, that's not technically. That is a center guard.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's sort of just a little tighter than I think he wanted it. But.
Yeah, probably. And so you get this thing. Mackinson now has a cheering section. We have his wife and 2 kids here with him.
I think we'll try and get them on, see what they think.
Yeah. So here comes red. That is okay. That is acceptable. Theoretically, that was that shot was illegal if that stone got put out of play, but because it ran onto the back yellow, that is okay. It stayed in play. Wouldn't expect that one.
Yeah. I don't think that was exactly what they were going for, but...
No, it definitely wasn't. But...
Okay, it's no fun if you make the shot that's called.
All right, so Todd to throw, or not Todd to throw, Todd's team to throw, Jack to throw.
Jack's throwing.
And I don't know if he's throwing a hit or a draw here. Looks like it's a draw. And
the speed might not be. It might tap.
I think it's going to tap the red.
Yeah, it's just going to tap it a little bit.
Are they going to tap it to shot though? They will.
Yes.
That is a great shot for red. Not the goal from Mackinson, but absolutely great. So now Elliott has the house split 2 stones in, and now is a real opportunity to get a lot. Also, that yellow works as a corner guard. Literally.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I think they sort of did Red a favor there.
It's not good when the more you talk about it, the more you're like, oh, that shot helped Red in like 4 ways.
Yeah.
Whoops. All right.
That's the fun of curling.
Yep.
You know.
So, Blake to throw. And he's trying to get it behind the yellow guard here to lie 3. This is looking pretty good. They've got to get around.
Get around it. Oh, there we go.
Deep. Keep sweeping. They got it. That's a
Oh,
great
it's
shot.
tucked in nicely.
So Todd needs to hit here. Which stone do you want to hit? So you have 2 options here. You have the stone on the left, right, the far left, and you have the stone on the S of the nouns.
I think that the hit and roll. I was gonna say hit and roll.
Yeah, it was gonna be hit and roll either way. The question
But
is
is
which
where.
one to hit the
But
raw.
I think that you have again. You're not. Take the one that's not guarded. It's easier to hit.
That's a reasonable point. The roll, however, here is a little bit tougher, which is your
Right.
only point. But I don't think there's a wrong answer there.
Yeah. Well, I think
question.
generally speaking, take the shot that is you have the greater odds of making.
So, that's a good point. That's gonna hit. It's gonna jam. And somehow, Red is still lying 3.
It's still 3.
And now differently.
Yeah.
Elliot to split the house again. So it's the same shot. Different view here. So let's see how Blake does. Gotta get it just on. So you just need to be 8 foot
Yeah.
and winning position. They're not sweeping. It's sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's got. Yeah, probably think it has enough speed, which I would agree with.
Yeah, that's a slightly
Yeah.
worrying in this situation. Slightly, not necessarily.
Yeah. Nope. There we go. And Todd's gonna help it on its way.
And oh dear,
Well, heavy.
real heavy. So Blake comes from Windy City, so I wonder how much coming from the ice there is affecting his draw weight.
It's possible. It's different ice.
Right.
And it's always going to be, if you're used to playing somewhere and you play somewhere, if you play somewhere the majority of your time, then you come play someplace different, it's going to skew things. Like I said, I know Windy City's ice is a little bit different.
It's a little bit slower, is my understanding.
Yeah.
All right, so Todd throwing the draw here with Rick Barnwell. That's a right call.
Oh, yeah.
The question is, can he get behind his own guard? If you can, you're actually in an okay position. But
I like the come behind their, if they could come behind their guard and behind them and behind the red.
yeah, it's a tough shot though.
Oh, yeah.
But it's makeable. Weight looks alright, but they're not sweeping. Oh, that might be a little heavy. No? Yeah.
It might just do it.
Weight's good.
Oh,
Line's
last
good.
second sweeping to curl it over. Curl it in.
Jack sweeping, and that's a nice shot from Rick.
Ooh.
So, okay. So two options here, right? So your first option is just a sort of straight hit.
Mm-hmm.
Your second option is like this sort of hack way, backline way, push that yellow back.
With that much broom, I'm saying we're not doing it. We're not throwing crazy high weight.
Yeah, I guess there's also the draw, but I wouldn't throw the draw here. You're lying 3 otherwise. Get rid of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Having played with Lauren, I will say she is a fantastic hack weight thrower.
Yeah.
Let's see what she can do. That it looked like it's gonna over curl.
Yeah. Oh, that's really curling.
Oh, it's gonna hit the guard.
Well. Not enough for it to be. Yeah. So we're still sitting 1 yellow.
Still sitting 1 yellow, but
but-
it is a very lonely yellow. It's a very scary situation.
Yeah. Okay. So Todd gonna put up the.
Todd's putting it up in the
Put
top.
something. Gonna put something in the way.
Yeah, trying to put it up top 12 foot.
Yeah.
The miss is to be a little heavy as compared to a little light, which is interesting here because you could be a little light, and if you're put up another guard on top of that yellow, it's not such a bad position to be in. But I guess you have so many stones to run in that you would rather be somewhere in the house. So Rick has to throw just a little bit less than last, and they're on it immediately, so it's obviously a lot less.
It's gonna do what they want. There.
It's going to be a little heavier than they would like,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be
I
bad.
think that was his. I think that was sort of in the middle between the plan A and the plan B. I think the tolerance was the top 4. So
Right.
they're there. They're in the way, which
Yeah.
really is all they needed to do. Just
Smart.
block the easy path.
Are they lying too somehow? Let's check.
It's
We need
close.
a couple more. We can have 2 games. 2.
Yes. I want to say yes, yellow is lying too. I don't think it'll matter after this shot, but I think for right now, I have to say.
Yeah, it's really close though.
Lauren to throw her second shot. She's going to throw a hit. The question is, will she be able to make the double? She's definitely going to get 1. Question is, can she get 2? Oh boy, that looks wide. Oh no.
Oh no. Actually, well.
Can they get it? Okay. That works all right.
I
Fine.
don't think that was necessarily the called shot.
It was
but
not
again,
the called shot.
It's no fun if you make the called shot.
Definitely not the called shot.
Yeah.
But it does help out. Now red's lying 1.
They've got the top's got the. Looks like he's gonna try to do something. Just move some rocks around.
Okay. Throw a draw here.
I-
I think the draw is the right call. Like, what are you gonna hit if you're gonna throw a hit? Like, I guess you could hit the one on the ass. but
Yellow into red, maybe.
okay.
It's hard to where they're brooming around and stuff, and it was like, okay, maybe not.
I don't
At
like.
first I thought maybe they were gonna try to yellow into red, but
I don't like that shot.
with that much broom, that's not hitting broom.
No, they're definitely throwing the draw. I think that's the right call because there's nothing else, right? Really, that gives you the opportunity
$dollars for the next
to get yourself in with a chance to throw.
Yeah.
To really play. There are a couple of doubles, I guess, but you run the risk if you miss any of the doubles of, again, that's a very lonely yellow, and suddenly you get red's lying 5. So, and you're not going to get to shot rock. So the thing is, how do you minimize damage? And I think the draw is your best way, surprisingly, of minimizing damage. Because generally draws are offensive shots, not defensive. But if you throw a draw here that works 60% well, you should be all right. And sweeping, getting off it. Sweeping again, this is going to be close.
Yeah,
Gonna be
it might
close.
I think it's just gonna. Just tap that yellow up a little bit.
No, it's going to it's past the
No.
yellow.
Oh.
I think it's past the yellow.
Hey, if you want to play.
And there. What a shot by Todd.
Wow.
That's a fantastic shot.
We think yellow shot?
Yellow definitely shot.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to get
Not particularly close.
Oh yeah. Yellow's definitely a shot. Nice.
That's a heck of a shot.
That'll be. I mean, red Scots. I mean, depending on what. Oh, they're going. They're hitting stuff.
Yeah.
In theory, there is space. There's a port you could come into,
But that's not the option here,
Right.
right? Because the thing is, losing that red at the back of the button isn't a big deal in the context of all the other things. So let's say you get a triple here, because the triple's always there. So if the triple's there, you hit the 2 yellows and red, and those all go away, you're lying 4. And yes, you would ideally like to lie 5. But you're lying 4. Todd has 1 shot, and let's say he does his best case scenario shot. His best case scenario shot is this double on the left side on the 12-foot. So they both go away. The yellow sticks around kind of here by the end. You're able to hit that end. You're able to hit that straight back, and you take 3. And you know what? That's worth it.
yeah, three's definitely not a bad outcome.
So I would do it absolutely all the time. So the thing is, can you make it? And so that's why I'm saying, like, you'll lose the red in that context.
Yeah.
It's not your ideal shot or anything, but like ideal scenario. But you'll lose it for the other contextual victories.
Not quite what they
Well,
wanted to do.
that does also set them up, actually.
Yeah.
You really would have liked to get rid of one of those yellows. Right now, yellow is lying. So let's look. That's really close.
Definitely, yeah. I would, if the game stopped right now, I'd measure between the yellow and the red.
I would agree with that.
But yeah, definitely 1.
Yep.
But they have it, but they have a chance to sit too. There's options. It looks like, or maybe they're just gonna guard it.
That's not a terrible idea. You do that, or the other option is you can just hit. You could also just hit that red, lie 3.
Yeah.
And actually, I really like that shot. And you force red has to throw a double for 1. Red could throw a triple.
Double for 1 is still not an easy shot to make. So I think having them try to make the harder shot.
Yeah. But that's not what he's doing. Looks like he's throwing a guard or a draw. We'll see what it is. I've talked myself into this hit. Interesting. I was not expecting to do that.
Yeah, but I don't have that much room. I don't believe it'll be it.
No, it's not a hit. It's a draw. Very clear.
Guard or draw.
It's well, you should either throw in the draw or you're throwing the guard. I can't tell. I'm not 100% sure which one.
Yeah.
I think it's in.
The weight looks sort of drawish.
Looks draw to guardy. I mean, he's trying to throw basically the same shot he just threw.
Yeah.
That looks more.
Yeah, more draw than guard.
No, more than the last one.
Oh yeah, well that too, but also, yeah, definitely more than the last one.
Lauren sweeping. How far deep can she get it?
I think it's outscoring. I think it's outscoring that back red.
Okay.
But it's not outscoring the red that's on the left-hand side with the that's on straddling 8 and 12.
No, it's definitely not straddling the 8-foot biter. The question is it outscoring that top red on top of that one on there, and I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think the shot is for 4 minimum, 5 maximum. This double.
Yeah. 1, 2. Yeah, sort of. Every time I look at it, I keep getting confused on the right-hand side. That's not a rock. By the yellow, that is a. I think that's a planet.
That is absolutely a planet, and it looks red, and it is very confusing. I am with you. I have made that mistake several times.
Yeah.
All right, here's the shot. This is for a 5-point swing, 6-point swing, depending on how you see it. Are you gonna get there?
Oh, you gonna do it?
He's done it.
Oh!
Can he get there? Yes, he can.
Wow.
That is for 4, maybe 5. What a shot by Elliott.
4.
Well done, Team Zeisler. They've got... doing the vice dance.
Doing the vice dance.
I think it's 5.
I think I just saw her tap the red rock. So.
Yeah.
I'm playing both. Sorry.
It was 5.
We've confirmed.
We've confirmed.
We've confirmed.
It's 5
it was
points. 5.
That's always nice. That's a nice little cushion.
So Lauren Recchi to throw after a handful, literally, from Zeisler, 5 points.
That's a nice comfy,
thing. Meanwhile, the gambling has gotten more intense.
Yeah, we're gambling. We're gambling on sheet 4.
For those who don't know, we'll switch over to sheet 4 for a second here. So the way that it works is there is a game that you do. You draw cards. You put in $1. You draw a card. And your cards between 1 to 3.
Oh, I think 1 to 1 to 4.
It's 1 to 4. 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, depending on how you want to play. And the 4, you get red or yellow, 1 or 2, 3 or 4, and you hope they get that number.
Yep.
On
whichever teams, whatever score matches your card, that's who wins the pot.
Exactly.
So.
And it can get very intense. I have been on the sheet when a bunch of drunk Wisconsinites have been playing, and I've gotten heckled for that one.
I'm partial to being the person betting on the game, not being bet on.
So, we've reached a new one in terms of people yelling on the boards. So, just watch out if you hear that in the background. That is what you're hearing. All right, center guard there for Tyra. Mackinson, first time with hammer. They did steal in the first end, but the give up of 5 means that they are in a slight hole. But you always have the opportunity to come back. One of the nice things is, you know, if you're going to give up big scores, you want to do it in the early innings. And you have plenty of time to return. Lauren to throw her second shot for Team Zeisler. And and it's there. Can she get it past the guard?
No, I don't think she will.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Guard gonna stick around though?
Yeah, everything's gonna stick around. I don't think it had the distance.
It wasn't quite heavy enough to take it out, but now we've got 2 corner guards. 1 on each side.
Yep. Mackinson to go behind the red corner guard. This is a good start. Tyra get this in. Is her throw is going to be as sweet as her name? What? Yam and sweet potatoes.
Got it. I was like, no, once you explain it, I was like, but Tyra, I don't get it. Last name. Got it. Oh, nice little. I'm taking that out.
All right. Blake Isles throws first. She threw a take. Nice take. Blake to throw. I think she's gonna throw the hit, which is probably the right call here. Let's see how this goes, and then after that we'll do a quick update on all the other sheets. See how they're doing. So throwing the hit, looking good. That'll hit something. I don't know if it'll hit the guard.
It'll. Yep, there we go.
Not gonna get out though. That's sticking around.
Yeah.
All right, quick update. So on sheet 1, it is a tie 2-2 between Axelson and Gottschalk. On sheet 3, Miller out to a fast start up 5-0 over Bonnema, and on sheet 4, Lerner, aka Myers, up 3-0 on Higashikawa. All right, Jack Dzvonek to throw his second shot. First shot. And he's trying to split the house here, Todd. Got to get it in though. That's looking a little frantic as a sweep. Oh, nope, less frantic. I think they got it.
Yeah.
They've got it. He's in. It's not gonna get behind the guard or anything.
No.
But that's fine. You don't mind that. Elliot's got to throw that roll. And Blake Isles to throw. He is going to throw. Oh, actually, do it. Blake to throw. And should get in. He's just going to hit that. And it's going to hit.
Yep, they can just hold
but
it.
It's the wrong roll though.
Yeah. Rolled more than they wanted.
It rolled a lot more than they wanted, but it's also on the wrong side, right? Because the goal is you want to roll behind the corner guard, the yellow corner guard on the other side. That's a much shorter roll than rolling towards the center, even if you're rolling behind your own. So, good hit, but just a little bit bad on the roll. Yellow still won. Jack to throw again. He's going to try and throw basically the same shot. Todd, I believe, brought in the broom a little bit. And the hope is that Jack can get it to be behind the yellow corner guard. Todd does a weird thing as a skip, which is he doesn't immediately get behind the line of the stone of where it's going to go, which I think is the most important thing about being a skip. But Todd does it differently.
As long as you get the job done. There you go. Yeah, it's gonna.
Wow,
there you go. Lined up nicely.
So nobody in world curling can hit a double on that. Not even your Brad Gushus and Rachel Homans of the world. There is no way, because those are too flat. So that even if you get one, physics means that you can't get the other. And physics
will get you every time.
Exactly. It stays unbeaten. So that is a gorgeous shot by Jack Dzvonek and yellow line 2. So Elliot is going to throw a draw here and Lauren's first shot. Lauren has moved from one purple shirt to another.
Yep. All the sweeping.
And now she's got to get. Now she looks like she's trying to get behind. I can't tell which way the stone is curling. I don't think it matters. It's going to go through.
Yeah, a little heavy.
A lot heavy.
Yeah. Just gonna keep going.
That is flying. So that's not great. Rick Barnwell throws first. This is where we talk about, right, the point of hammer efficiency and things like that. So Todd only being down 4 here, if he's able to, and we're still a little bit early-ish in the end, but we're getting late here. Get 2 or 3. He's lying 2 right now. He's in a great position to pick up 2 minimum, 3 maximum. If he gets 3 here, it's 5-4. And yeah, sure, Zeisler got 5 in one end, but it's not bad position to be in down 1.
No, it's again, you can come back. You can totally come back from that.
Right. Giving up, being down 1 is a normal move. That looks heavy.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Nah, it's not.
Because that's not as buried as the stone that it took out.
It's not as buried stone as it took out.
Yeah. So they're just gonna come to they're gonna
They're
the
gonna
opportunity. They're gonna take it. I mean,
that's the shot. That's the call.
Yeah.
So a pretty easy shot here. You would expect.
Yeah, and then
Lauren to
hopefully they can hit it and then roll, and then maybe they roll behind that guard.
It looks like they're coming the other way. I don't think they're coming for the roll.
No, you just take it and go.
Yeah. Well, Elliot's calling for the roll. Looks like.
Yeah. No, not the way they wanted it to roll.
Yep. Rolls out, so Rick's gonna have to throw that again. He's got to throw less weight though.
Yeah. Do they want to put it back behind that guard?
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Lauren knows what. And so trying to get behind it. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Sweep.
It looks. Weight looks pretty close.
Yeah, I was sweeping for line.
Yeah.
But heavier than I thought, and that is through.
It's
through.
Yeah, Elliot's going to help it go through. It's hanging on a. Nope. Thought it was going to hold on. Nope.
Nope, just a hospital shot.
What is a hospital shot?
It's useless except that you'll trip over and end up in the hospital.
And I'm the kind of person who would definitely almost tripped the other night. I almost tripped on a rock, right, to stop myself, and then I almost took out an opposing team member. Luckily I stopped myself before causing any major damage.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those shots at the back of the house in the corners there, you forget they're there. You walk, you don't see it. Bam.
Yeah, I've definitely almost tripped. Yeah. A couple of times.
So Elliot throws first. It looks like I think they're drawing here. They're trying to draw on top of that yellow rock. So let's see if they can do it. And your throw. This is going to be close.
Yeah, they're on it, sweeping it right away.
That's could be a good sign. Sweep. Sweep for line.
Yeah.
Nope.
But it's I think it's just heavy. It might.
No, I don't think
No, it's gonna. It's gonna do it.
That is a great shot.
Nice.
That's a shot he'd been trying to get all end. Now Todd has to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But he knows where the broom is. So you might say, well, why can't you hit here? To which the answer is that if you hit the red, you're going to only hit the red into the yellow. And physics remains undefeated, so the red sticks around. The question that you could ask, and I don't know exactly, I can't see from this angle, and I don't know if you can at home, but you see the red guard up front, and then you have the red in the back in the house here. That hit might be there if you can get it straight going the other way.
Red into red and to take out
no,
the yellow?
No, not red into red, just straight. You avoid the guard.
Oh, got it.
However, that is I think, tough shot, and there's a lot of options to miss. So he thinks the draw is a little bit easier, so he's putting the draw. I don't think this is a bad call, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just pointing out other options.
Right. And again, it's not that you can't make the harder shot. Is what makes the most
Yep.
sense.
Exactly. And
Nice. Just...
that looks good.
Oh, there you go.
Right
nice.
on the nose. Beautiful. Other thing, now that I realize it, let's look back at this other angle for a sec. That is more open now. I think you could hit that yellow or at that red. That seems a lot easier to hit now.
The one that's in the middle?
The one that's in the middle. And that's 3. You just need to hit it nose. And like...
Yeah, it depends on... Yeah, it's all a matter of where I'm sitting. Where I'm sitting, it looks more blocked than it is. It's hard to... It's all a matter of angles.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I guess there's a little... you can see a lot less of it. Looking out on the ice, you can see a lot less of it than you can on the camera.
Exactly.
So
I would trust the ice view because they don't have a camera view. So
yes, I would also trust the ice view. So that looks good.
I think they're just gonna do this. I think they're just gonna.
I would do the draw again.
Yeah.
I would do the draw again. You just hit it.
Is that draw broom or is that hit broom?
That is. I have no idea what this.
I didn't see where she pointed, so I can't tell.
Going for the hit.
Is going for the hit.
Nose hit. You keep your red and both yellow.
So Aaron Visser helping us out. He says they're going for the hit. They're trying to make it so that you can get nose hit, and that will somehow get both yellows out, but keep the red around. Don't quite know the physics of that, but I trust the physicists. Here's the shot. Personally, I would throw the draw. Like, I don't think you can give up 2 with a draw. So, here we go. He's got past the guard. I don't think he's gonna get 1.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Aaron was right.
That is a nice shot.
Wow. Shots like that are great.
Tough shot.
Where you're like, there's no way that you're gonna take up both yellows, and then they do. You're like, oh, well, okay then.
I'm sure Coverly could explain the science behind that.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. That's what we need. We need our resident physics person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
All right, so Todd is throwing here. He has an open hit for 1 after the wonderful double by Elliott to take 2. Slightly worried about something on the ice that Jack's picked up, but should not be a problem.
Any number of people's grippers.
You
That
never know.
that point in the season.
I guess so, yeah. Although we haven't had to learn to curl in a minute, so.
But it's at the end of the season, everyone's like, no, I don't need to replace my gripper. It's fine.
Well, no, I don't need to replace my grip. I'll deal with it in October, I think is more the.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need to do it now.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm in that boat. And he's trying to hit it. Can he get the nose hit? That's all he needs, just nose. He's done it, got the roll, and he's good. 1 yellow.
Wow.
And
Nice.
they're able to do that. Good hold by red there. Well done by Elliott. That is exactly what you're looking for from there. All right, let's do a quick update here over on sheet 1. It remains 2-2, although they've started the third net.
Oh, nope, there they go.
They're
putting
holding
it up.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
3. Axton took 3. And then on sheet 3, they are still playing the third end, so it's remains
there.
And on sheet 4, it is a 4-3 game. Myers getting their shot.
Great shot.
Yeah. You baffled the commentators. The Tyra to throw her first. And let's see how she does.
I like it.
It looks like a good center guard. They're gonna have to move it a little bit.
little help to get it over. Oh, I
think it'll be over.
Just barely.
They got over.
It looked like it was going to keep going and be a little bit closer, but I think the ice is like, no, that's not what we're going to do.
Yeah, I agree.
The ice will get you every time.
It's one of the hard parts about being a sweeper is you got to make sure your initial called weight is not necessarily the called weight of the stun.
Oh
at the
gosh,
end,
no.
And being able to make that adjustment as fast as possible.
And figure out, you're like, yeah, plenty of times where come out and like, yeah, like this has got plenty of weight, and then halfway down you're like, oh gosh, no, it doesn't. Or vice versa. You start going right away, and you're like, oh, then it just keeps on going.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Just get right. Ooh, just made it past.
Lauren trying to throw behind. Is she gonna get there? Yes. Although I think that's gonna be open if Todd wants to throw the hit. He does not. Tyra to throw another draw. Good draw. So she's just trying to throw a center draw here, get behind the guard. If she does this, we call this the ideal lead, where you throw a center guard and then you throw the draw behind.
Yeah, but I think
Looks
looks a little. Oh,
heavy.
it might slow down enough. No.
It's gonna be
Wait,
close. I think
nah.
it'll stick around, but it'll be close.
I don't. I think Elliot. Nah.
Think it's through?
Oh, it's hanging on just a little. Yeah, if Elliot wanted to, he probably could have gotten that out, but he's like, meh. You save it.
So got one. Red's to line one. I think they're going to throw the same thing. Lauren to throw her second. Try and get behind there. Beat him to it. Key thing that you want to do is you want to, again, be behind the...
Tucked behind
line.
it.
Yeah. As long as you're tucked, you're good. This looks good.
Yep. I think it's just curl it over a little bit to tuck it behind there. Oh, and they've got that yellow as backing if they needed it, which is kind of nice. So that's the advantage to Elliot not having swept it out. It stays around and it's backing.
It does do that. Absolutely.
So, you can make the argument to not completely sweep it out because they already had one that was outscoring it. But
absolutely. Although I'm generally meh on backing. Make your draws.
But if you're gonna miss your draw, it's nice to have backing.
Definitely true. Jack Desvonic throws second. This also going to be a draw. Again, he's trying to get it behind. That looks very light based on what we're seeing. That's a lot of sweeping for a draw, and it's over.
It's gonna hang out with that first one.
But
it's over, but not much.
Not much. So we call that a one guard. So curling, we have a thing 1 to 10. One being just over the hog line as a guard. 2 being kind of in the center of the guard zone. 3 being close to the house, which is the circle on the guard zone. 4 being top 12. 5 top 8. 6 top 4. 7 is right on the button, or what we call the T line. You can see how there's a center line, and then like a
there's a horizontal vertical
line. Those are the words. To get a T. 8 being the back 4 foot, 9 being the back 8 foot, 10 being the back 12 foot. That way you can sort of say quickly 1 to 10 so that your skip knows what number to look for. And another one guard. So not of the most useful shots. Creates a little bit more problem for Todd here. Todd's still going on that side. I guess that might be the call. I don't know if that's the right move or whether you want to go the other side or he's been avoiding the hit on that red and whether that's actually the shot right now.
But again, maybe save the hit because I haven't played with Jack much, so I don't know his ability to hit. So if for some reason you're playing with somebody who just hit skill isn't there,
I think he can hit.
Oh yeah, or
he's got it.
See, ooh, right to the button. But there you go. And so I think you're,
that worked out.
Yeah.
Now.
And not that you can't get to that, but right.
There's only one way to get to it, and the only way to get to it is exactly what Elliot's doing. So they're throwing a very tough shot for Blake. It's back 8 weight, and the point is to hit that red into that yellow.
I'm a sucker for these kind of fun shots where you're like, I mean, again, it's doable, and it's I don't know if I'm not glad. I don't know if I,
No, it's a fun shot.
Yeah, I like a fun shot.
But
you gotta hit the red
tough.
into the yellow.
It's tough.
I don't
tough.
think we're quite, or not, not, well, no, not enough weight to quite do that.
Done over the distance. So yellow still lying 1 with the
Yeah.
opportunity for more. Todd looks like throwing a hit here.
Yeah.
He's going to try and hit the second shot of the red, roll behind that. So the big thing is that pile all the way up front means that it's much harder to get to a lot of those stones directly. But a lot of draws are still on the table because you can always draw behind because you have enough room to move. But you don't have enough room for hits because hits don't move as fast.
Don't
as
curl,
much.
yeah, don't curl as much. So,
Because
yeah. So the
curling.
pile of guards are doing their job.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Sweep hard.
sweep.
And
Jack's working hard.
they got it. I think they got it. Oh no, maybe not.
Oh!
Ooh.
Ooh! Just missed it. So
That
close.
was scary for a second there. But that's not the worst result. It does make it a little bit, theoretically, slightly more accessible. But the advantage is, of course, you get, what's the word? You get,
I don't know.
The advantage is you just get a stone out of there. So that's always nice. Because it feels less lonely because of all the guards, but right now it is a lonely yellow with 2 reds, and you lonely yellow with 3 reds, and that's how you end up getting a 5. Right? You want to keep those opportunities few and far between.
Let's see what we can do. We're gonna miss the guards. Is it gonna come in?
It looks heavy.
And I don't think it's not gonna be a great angle. Nah.
And almost out the back. There is that yellow on the left side, far left side, so that will be out counting. Doing that. Todd throwing another guard. That makes sense, a lot of
Yeah.
sense. You want to be guarding there, just throw the 3-way, the 3-way guard right on the top. Because get on the top there, and you're in a great position to get to not give up a bunch of stuff.
Cool. Don't give up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, just don't give up points.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't.
Nope.
It's a little heavy.
Nope.
Well. No.
Well, they're lying 2 now.
Okay. Well, so wasn't what they wanted, but not the worst outcome.
It's not a good outcome.
I didn't say it was good, but it's not the worst.
It's not the worst.
Those are different things.
Rick has been heavy on all of his shots so far today. You gotta
Yeah.
watch out. I wonder what was happening with the ice earlier, because you know a lot of the times when those things happen, it's something else has gone wrong.
Yeah. It's better than if Todd realizes that Rick's been a little heavy, if he can adjust accordingly.
Yes.
I like to believe that when I play and I generally skew heavy, that my skips adjust accordingly.
Well, the
Hopefully.
thing is, you can only adjust so much
Well,
accordingly.
yeah. I mean,
Because
if I'm throwing it through, I'm throwing it through, not on purpose, but if I'm throwing it through, it's not much you can do about it.
Right, but also, I'm going to call T-weight, I'm going to keep on calling T-weight, and it's up to you to adjust the weight of the
Yeah.
ice.
Well, if you call T and you know that I'm gonna maybe be a little heavy, maybe your broom is a little different.
Yeah. Still lying 2. You have 2 open. Well, that yellow, that yellow on the left side may not be open. The yellow on the right is certainly open.
Yeah. The yellow on the left, it might be, but not super open. No, I think they. It's hard again. It's hard to tell from these angles, but they both might be. But it looks like they're
Well,
going
the
for the
yellow on
one
the
on
right
the
is
right.
very clearly open.
Right. Oh yes.
The yellow on the left is probably half open.
Yeah.
It's
not right. It's not completely hidden, but it's not also not the one they're going for is more open than.
Yeah. So they're gonna throw here either a guard on top to put a little hat on the yellow, or to be down to a little bit higher to put a little treasure. So let's see what the button is. And something happened with gambling. I can't tell you.
I think somebody got a 4. I think it was at least a 4-ender. So, and those are when you. It's not always the preferred card to draw the 4 because it's hard to make 4 in an end. But I think somebody got it. So, props to them. Usually, when you're gambling, the card you want the one or the 2.
Yes.
Even if it's a steal of 1 or 2, but the 3 and the 4, you're like, ugh. So someone
Someone might
it was
have
a
got
card. Right, it was a card. Their odds were lower for that card, but
Oh, got the little tap on our sheet. Can they get there? That's not bad. That really, it's not totally buried, but it is a much tougher shot.
yeah.
And they're not going for it, which indicates that it did its job. There are 2 ways a guard can do its job. The first one is in preventing the shot from happening in the first place. The second one is in a stone that would otherwise have hit it, hitting off a guard instead.
Yeah.
Hit it, whatever stone you wanted to. Those are your 2 options of how a guard works. And so the fact that Elliot is going for this yellow on the back side, on the far side over here, or is throwing a draw, one or the other, indicates that the guard that they threw on the
right
is
blocking the way enough so he's going the other way. There's room there to do something.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of what that something is.
Yeah, there are sort of 3 options on the shot. I don't know. We'll find out on the weight. It's either a hit of the yellow, it is a promote of the red, either one of them, or a draw. It looks draw to promote-y.
Yeah, I think at this point, whatever it was, I think they go for the promote. The weight looks like weight's gonna be a little close.
Can be close.
Let's see what it wants to do. Oh, sweet bear. It might have. I think we're sitting 1 red. At least 1 red.
I think it's 1 red. I think it's pretty clearly 1 red.
Yeah, it's definitely 1 red. Whether or not it's two is.
No, the back yellow on the right is clearly outcounting
Okay.
the red on the left here. So.
Yeah. But that'll be for them to decide eventually.
But it's definitely 1 red. And this is Todd's second shot. Don't want to give up another one.
Hold it for me. Please.
Let's see. So
Standing.
Todd looks like he's doing another draw here.
Yeah.
Draw is there. It's definitely there. If you can get it in 4 foot, you will be lying 1,
Yep.
and that will put pressure on Elliot to have to make another shot, to make another draw. The promote is no longer as easy, and I don't think there's really a hit there on that red. So
Yeah, there's. I mean, you could hit it, but I don't think it would do anything to your benefit.
I don't think it helps. So the only thing left to do is draw, which draw is on the easier side. He's decided this side is easier. Ergo, the draw this way.
Right. Yeah, draw in, and if you're narrow, you promote which might be.
If you're wide, you mean?
Yeah. If you're off room, it's
Yeah.
either gonna. Oh, I think it's gonna just.
Fine.
It's either gonna just
I
make
think
or
it's gonna
just
pass
miss.
it. Oh no! Oh no!
That's not what they wanted.
That's unfortunate weight.
That's
Unfortunate
too bad.
line. Sorry,
A
the
little
weight
bit.
looks perfect.
Yeah, the weight. I think the weight was good. If it had just come in a little sooner or hung out a little longer,
Yeah.
or hit right on the nose of the guard and promoted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But you're never sweeping for that promote. I think the shot here is the hit of that back yellow. If you hit the back yellow, that's at least 2.
Can you?
And maybe 3. Let's take
Yeah,
another
that's
look
not
at
easy
that.
that's not easy to get to.
No, it's wide open right now.
I guess you get around.
No,
again.
there's no guard. See the 2 guards at the top here are already there. There's a port. You just hit that, dink, right? The other, he's just throwing a draw. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
The other option.
Yeah, now
is to
that
do that, but he's just throwing a draw. So
so Todd sort of Todd moved that guard out of the way.
Exactly.
So the draw is there.
The other piece of why you throw a draw is compared to a hit. If you're a little heavy on a draw here, you just come down to that yellow, and that's 1, and that's your second shot. Regardless, The other question that I can't quite answer is, I think this back yellow is out counting that top red, the red on the U. That back yellow is out counting it.
That's close. Yeah, it might be.
They're playing as if it is, because the difference here between 2 and 3 is obviously pretty big. So
Yeah.
what they want to do. It is currently Vegas 1, Minnesota 1 in the NHL playoffs. First period, Minnesota leading 2-1 in that series. All right,
Don't confuse your sports. Let's see what it's gonna do.
It's
Come
coming
on.
back. They're waiting.
Waiting.
Does it got?
I think
Does
it's
it gonna stop?
Do it.
It stopped.
Ooh.
They got there too. Nice shot. Yeah, it's very 2 shots.
Definitely 2.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're already kicking away.
Yeah.
2 yellow, and they take a 7-2 lead. Zeisler all over
Wait,
Mackinson.
Oh, you mean no? 2 red. You said 2 yellow. 2 red.
Sorry, 2 red. Yes. 2 red. My bad. Zeisler all over Mackinson. So, and now, comeback for Godchild, taking 2 in the 4th. It is 5-4 on sheet 3. It is 5-1. Bonnema taking 1 there. And on sheet 4, it is 7-3. Lerner with a big 3-ender. So that gets us back to sheet 2. And Lauren to throw a first stone.
Jonathan's left me unsupervised, so probably a terrible idea because he knows way more about this than I do. Nice center guard on that first one, and Tyra coming down for her first. Probably for the. I looked away when he was calling the shot, but probably the draw behind. That weight's gonna do it. Oh, and then tucked in nicely behind the front guard. Draw down to it. See what Lauren can do with that. See, we're already on it and sweeping. Be close. I think it's gonna do it. It's either just gonna do it or just miss it. Nope. See if they can sweep it in. Nope. Left it a little high, but not bad in the world of guards. Not bad. Definitely usable in the long run. All right. Tyra taking her second shot.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And a nice Tyra's first one. She drew behind very nicely.
Trying to do it again in a second.
Well, Lauren's second shot was supposed to draw and was a little short, so missed the house. But good. I mean, a good guard, nice usable guard in the long run. But
This is a goodish start for Mackinson. The hard part here will be, can they get 2? Because right now they're in a good position to get 1, but it's going to be very hard to get 2 with all the center guards. And Mackinson is clearly in a position where they need multiple points. 1 isn't going to do it, especially because they're halfway down with the game.
you start playing aggressive. Put everything in the house.
Well, you don't need to be aggressive planning the house immediately.
Well,
right now.
no, but you need to, yeah. Figure out to maximize, right? Like you said, one point isn't going to do it at this point.
No, you need 2 here.
Yeah.
2 to 3. If you get 2, you're in an okay position. 2 take 1, 2 take 1, and you're okay.
Yeah.
Right. Elliot getting rid of guards. It's an okay, very good result. I think that's a interesting strategy here, but if he keeps the guards, Maggots probably takes one minimum, maybe. But the other piece here is that does give him the opportunity to hit things away. So this is what I'm talking about when I say hitting is actually a defensive strategy. So that was a defensive shot by Elliot because he doesn't like all those guards up there, and having all those guards makes it more likely that Todd might be able to get a couple. You get another one behind, and suddenly there's two in, and you can't get there. So Elliot taking a beating to those guards, knocking them out of the way, so that you can help. This looks heavy.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I think it's gonna hit right onto their red, onto their yellow. I mean,
Yellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not as bad as it could have been.
No. Oh, dirt. Dirt on the ice.
But that could have been significantly worse. Blake Isles throw a second shot. Looks like he's trying to draw behind. I think he has the opportunity to really do that. And you do that, and he really puts a lot of pressure on Todd to make something. Sweet. Nope, more weight than I thought it had.
Yeah, they're walking down. They're walking pretty quick with it, and it doesn't look to be slowing much. I didn't look to see. I didn't look to see what the shot.
It was just a center draw or draw. So that's
It might come in enough though. Tap that yellow or sit on it.
Oh, you're right.
There you go. Yellow's second shot, but it stuck around a little bit.
Todd throwing board weight.
Ooh, try hit some stuff. Yellow into red.
He's throwing the promote here, yellow into red. I don't know. I guess the question that he's wondering is, if you throw a straight hit here, you have a real problem where the hit goes. If you throw a straight hit, it might jam on the back yellow.
Yeah.
Whereas this is not going to jam. It might miss.
Let's see if that
but
comes.
It won't
Is
jam.
that going to come over? I don't think it's going to come over
Still
enough.
not gonna jam?
No, it's not going to come over enough to hit the yellow.
See, didn't jam.
No. So there.
Actually, that's slightly better for yellow because now the jam is no longer an option. So not a terrible shot by Jack Desvonic. Lauren Visser to throw her first, trying to throw that same draw. She's been a little heavy on her draws all of the game, so let's see if she can dial it back. Hopefully she can. And it's getting close.
They're sweeping it.
Nope. Oh, close. I don't think it has a distance though. To get off.
Mike, it's good. I think it'll come down to it. Come down to something. Oh, maybe not. I have to sweep it down to it.
It has more distance than I thought it did.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shot at all. Gets to the top four.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell. I think yellow still may be sitting second shot, but.
I think it's red. Let's take a check. Let's take a quick look.
It's really close. Red's shot, but second is a little tough to tell.
Yeah, second's a little tough to tell. Looks like Todd's throwing a hit anyway, so won't be there for long. Rick Barnwell or calling a hit, I guess. Rick Barnwell to throw the hit. Just needs to be a little bit inside, and that. Just don't need to get a lot here. Just control weight should be enough for the hit. Sweet. Oh wow, that seemed a little later than I would have expected on the sweep call. And am I correct in my thought process? I was.
Yeah, you.
Yep. Ha! You were wrong. Okay, sorry.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to tell. We've got a different viewpoint than they do. Different angles.
That's true. That's fair. I think a little bit of a late sweep call there. Crash on the guard. Puts it behind the yellow one. Puts it in the center. And now Elliot's trying to throw. I think a guard, maybe top 12. I think you try to put that guard back.
Yeah.
You can't guard both of them. Being able to guard one
Yeah.
in general, it's kind of useful. And
I mean,
that,
do you guard? I mean, you guard the one that's shot,
I don't know if you guard the one that shot.
or do you guard the one that's that's potentially second, so that they don't hit? You know, I don't know. That's why I play front end.
I would guard the. I actually wouldn't guard the shot. I just try to be in the center, just kind of generally, because you're not. The goal is to try and prevent the double. Oh, they're drawing down too.
Ooh.
I like it. And
Oh, so that puts them. That now they're definitely now red's definitely won too.
yeah, absolutely.
So, okay.
So putting a lot of pressure here on Rick to make something.
It's
Rick's
really
gotta find a
hit.
hit. But the hit's there. It's
there.
wide
It's just
open.
not.
Triple's there. Triple's always there.
I
But triple's
think-
more there than usual.
I think it'd be. I was down for a good triple. Like,
So it's an important note in the Chicago Curling Club. Triple's always there, regardless of number of stones in play or whether or not the physics technically
there's
work
one
out.
stone in play, but the triple's there.
Triple's there. It's always there.
Let's see if they're
So.
they're really trying to sweep and hold it.
There's that for
That's-
more than they expected.
Yeah, it's gonna do something.
It's gonna hit something. And
Ooh,
okay.
Well,
Takes out the back one.
okay.
Does make it a little bit better.
So
for
they
yellow.
went back to so now red's only 1 versus hitting 2.
That's true.
Yellow second shot.
Yeah, they got their one at the back.
Yeah.
So not ideal. They're also red's gonna hit this. So
Yeah.
Red's gonna hit that yellow now. For the
Might
first
as-
time all in, it's open.
Might as well.
You're up's 5.
Yeah, I
That's
mean.
what you do. The front end has not moved the stone to where it's supposed to be. There we go. You're about to be very inconsiderate. So yeah, they're gonna Ellie throw a hit here. Should be a straightforward hit. You just want to be nose. If you can get a little bit inside for a roll, that's nice, but not necessary. And the big thing here is really takes away a lot of opportunities for yellow to get a lot of points. If you get this hit, all you got to do if you are yellow all you can do if you're yellow is hope for what we call a skip's deuce, where it's up to the skip to get both of them in at the same time, and it's not an easy production.
He's gonna do it.
Looks like he's gonna do it. He's
Yeah.
got the hit. What's the roll gonna do? Looks like he's rolling a little bit away.
I mean,
But you'll take
but
that
yeah,
roll.
they're sitting 3.
They're sitting 3, and that's the roll you want. Actually, you want a slight roll away, because a roll in might end up leaving them the triple. And while the triple's there here, it's a much tougher triple
Yeah.
than it will be if it was just behind. Pretty straightforward triple. In fairness, you just hit the top red onto the side of the other red.
Right,
That
you just
should
gotta
go
get your
there.
angles. You just gotta get your angles right. I mean,
Exactly.
again, possibility and probability are different things.
Nah, not improbable. Triple's
No.
there, easy.
Not impossible. It's right, level of probability.
So
But also, it depends on any number of things. Do they get the weight right? What does the ice feel like doing at any given time?
it's all fair.
How are
that's
your
true.
sweep? I mean, it's any number of factors.
Yeah. So Todd Maxton throws first. He has got to hit. He's trying to hit a double, and if he gets that, then the stone will stick around, and he'll be lying 1, maybe 2, but most likely 1. We're calling the sweep. He hasn't called sweep yet. It's looking like a good shot for 2. By 2, I mean to get the double.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
well, he got a double,
Yeah.
not the triple though.
No.
And
But he's also got a hammer, so
yeah, the hard part here, if you're Elliot, is can you get that yellow out to avoid anything, or is there another option? Personally, I would split the house.
Yeah.
So
Looks
if
like
you put it on the right-
looks like they're hitting that one on the 12.
It does look like what they're doing. If you put it on the right wing over here, or over here, or even over here, that's not happening. If you
Yeah.
put something over here, they might be able to get it over here.
Yeah, but
Or
if you take out this yellow one,
I
you're
think-
2, and then it just
Yes.
because
But
right
you
then
also-
it takes it so that the other team can only score 1 versus now in theory.
They do have an opportunity for 2, but here's the other piece. The rollout is also possible here, and then the blank is in.
Ooh, a little good blank.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played in a game where there's. I don't remember playing in a game where I had with a blank end. Like,
It's not particularly normal at this
no,
level.
I
but
thought
it's not-
I had a game recently where I thought it was. There was the potential, and then it was like 1 or 2. I don't remember, but.
Oh no! It's
Oh
gonna hit,
no! Not the guard.
it's gonna hit the guard. What's gonna happen with this stone?
Uh,
Rick to sweep it. Got to keep sweeping
Sweep
there.
it. Keep it
And
going.
he's
Keep
got
it
it
going. Okay.
through. Oh boy, Todd with a real opportunity here to get his
Ooh,
2.
To get 2.
All he's got to do, just hit and stick.
Yeah.
Should be able to do that. Get 2 and put the game back into play. So,
I like it. I'm excited.
huge thing.
I think
I didn't even think about hitting the guard, but that's another option.
I don't think they meant to do that.
Definitely didn't. But sometimes the question of shots, right? You're talking about what you can hit, what you can miss, right? And it's what's the tolerance of a miss on a
Right.
shot. And the draw actually has a lot more misses that are better than the hit.
Right. That's take the thing. You take the shot that I like the margin of error,
Right.
where it's like you have to make this one thing or else, versus like you could do this or this or this or
Right.
this.
It looks good. I
Look at
think
that.
that might roll away though.
It is gonna roll away.
And Todd not able to capitalize.
No, but I mean,
Gets the 1, but that's not good enough. We talked about how he had to get to this end.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity and
and just didn't quite little too much weight on that one. I think.
No,
No.
didn't curl enough.
Weight
was fine.
weight was fine. It was an angle thing.
Angle thing didn't quite curl enough. Maybe a little wide. Can't tell from this angle, but wasn't able to get it in, and so you get that. So it's 7-3. Mackinson getting the field goal, and Zeisler with the touchdown.
You're crossing your sports references.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, it is 7-4. Axelson getting 2. Apparently, they are incapable of getting 1 in this game. Over on sheet 3, Miller with 3 against Bonnema, 8-3 over there, and over on sheet 4, it is they're still in the 6th end. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Got to throw a shot here.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch the
there.
shot for funsies. So Kristen Higashikawa to throw. Kirsten Higashikawa to throw. I don't know what she's throwing, but we'll find out in a second. Looks like a hit. So she is red. She's trying to drive that red into that yellow through a little double, and that should get them 1, maybe 2. Let's see. Close. Over curling.
Yeah, it's gonna just. No, it's not gonna do what they want.
And still 2 yellow there as we continue as they continue over there, and we'll get you back to sheet 2. So sheet 2 is mostly through. So Tyra Yam got a center guard, and then Lauren Recchia threw it in. Todd throwing a second center guard for Tyra. It's an interesting call here.
Yeah.
I don't know if at the professional level, I understand why you do it, because doubles are relatively easy, and open rock is not worth anything really. But at our level, being able to clear a guard like that is not a given, and getting it in is much better.
I think it was gonna just either just barely over or just barely mid. Just barely over. No, it's a solid one.
Could wait. Didn't quite curl enough. But
Yeah.
could wait. I like to try and draw it again. So one thing that we do have to remind our viewers of, this is in curling, the polite thing to do is you want to make sure that you throw a stone, is that if you are down by enough that it is not a close game and you realize you will not be able to come back, the polite thing to do is to shake early. So if Elliot gets a few points here, I'd say 2-3, you might see a shake here from Atkinson, because it's unlikely that he's going to come
Yeah.
back.
Sometimes just cut your luck.
It's not going to happen.
Call it and get to broom stacking.
Yep, call it. Finish the game. So
I'm generally not mad when that happens. You're like, meh.
Yeah, it's coming. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. We're a little bit away from that, but it's a good start for the end. If that does happen, we will switch our coverage to another game, and you won't even notice. I mean, you'll notice it, but you will know we will not drop our coverage. So,
we're not quitters.
Exactly. Jack Desvonic to throw. It's close.
It's gonna try to pop that guard up a little bit.
It's gonna mop the guard up a little bit. It does.
Yeah, a little, but just a little, not a lot of weight.
That's okay. The thing is now Elliott's gonna try and come in again. And this is the part where it's going to get a little bit scary for Todd because he's done a really good job of setting up guards. And now to say they're working against him isn't quite true, but
they're not working for him either.
They're not really working for him. Because long term he needs those guards to be able to score. So they're not necessarily a bad thing. But the Elliott does have a bunch of stones in, and so that really can become a problem later in the end when there are those guards in place. So.
Add another guard to the collection, but this time it's a different color.
Yes, and that makes it very hard. So Todd to throw a draw. It's a reasonable call. Question here is, can you get around that red? I think you can.
I think so. I mean, it's a little high. It's high, so it won't be easy. But I definitely think you can. Generally speaking, you can.
I think you can too, and so that's if you get the right weight. If Jack can get this weight right, he will be in a good position. It is looking good so far. As they drive down, they are not sweeping.
Yeah, wait.
And now it's moving and sweep. Oh, nope. Not follow sweep.
I think the weight's there. It's a matter of if they potentially call to try to curl it over a bit, but no, it's just a little heavy.
A little heavy, if anything. But
Yeah, a little heavier than they wanted.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Take a look. Yeah, it's too red. An okay shot, but just a touch heavy. Elliott gets another opportunity. He's going to throw the same draw. This time with Blake Isles as a second shot. Blake looking good. And he's almost there.
Yeah, I think.
That looks light. That's very light. Lyle's to his first one light, and
I think it's gonna be it'll be in the house. It's in. It's not quite. Not quite. Not. It's pretty close to where.
Wow.
It's not quite where they wanted it, but it's closer than I think we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's a good sweep.
Sweepers will make a difference.
Yeah.
I tell people I just if you're a little light, I'm like, it's okay. I'll just sweep the heck out of it.
Yep. Exactly. You want to make sure you're doing that.
Right. I'd rather in theory be a little light and then I always feel a little bad when my sweepers have to get on to right over the hog line. I'm like, oh jeez. Like, I promise I'm not trying to kill anybody.
Yeah.
I like halfway down-ish.
I don't mind. I mean, sometimes you got to sweep for all sorts of things.
Well, true, but I'd like to,
But generally speaking, my thought process is you want to be about 8 feet light. If you're throwing, ideally, you want to be about 8 feet light.
Okay.
Your sweeper should be able to move it about 8 feet. Doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah. And that's right. And so, but if you're 8 feet light, that's fine, because I think then maybe halfway, 3/4 down is potentially where you start sweeping.
Correct.
But again, when you're fresh over the hog line and they're like, gotta go, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I have failed you.
No, that's definitely light. I agree with that.
Well, yeah. But I'd rather be light and have them do that, because they can do something about that, versus if I throw too heavy, and all they got to do is wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would definitely prefer a little bit light to a little bit heavy. Yeah, I learned that from Larry Berlin, who used to curl here, and he was a big fan of when I'm on, I throw 8 feet light. Larry's a fascinating character. You should talk to him at some point. He'll chat your ear off. He's a great guy. So the shot's close, and
This comes down. Sweep it.
Nope. A little bit light there, but not a bad shot.
No, they're still.
Todd's gonna have to hit here. I know we've been trying to avoid that because it's not a good option in the long term. But there's really no way for him to draw.
No, there's no. Yeah, so he's going board weight. Board weight at that to hit the center, the one on just on the edge of the 4. But yeah, I mean, there's no the reds are so far are staggered to the point. There's no
There's no way to get
You gotta hit something.
Yep, you gotta hit something. So he's gonna throw board weight.
Because it's 2, 3. I think 3 red right now.
I don't,
Definitely 2, probably 3, not 4.
I don't think it matters that much what number.
Valid.
I do think it's 3, but I don't think it's that important. What's more important is, can yellow get inside somewhere to get a draw? Because as long as yellow has an opportunity for a draw, then they're in an okay position. And so far as they don't, that's the bigger issue than number of reds.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the shaking condition is, but 1 is a maybe, and anything more than 1
Yeah.
is a
Oh, I think that's I think when you decide to shake, it's kind of a personal. Ooh.
That's not bad. That's not a bad shot at all. That's a very well done. You would have liked to get a little bit deeper if you're yellow, but that's good board weight. And get the 1 out of the way. Now the draw is there, as well as the promote on that yellow.
But Twililight's going to put up the guard.
Sure. But, that's fine. It's still a good shot. Now you have a couple of options as well. That's a good shot. So, let's see. Whew.
That one's carrying a bit, I feel like. They're not... Oh, there they go. With the sweeping.
Oh, it's there. And I think it's going to end up drop 12-ish.
I think it's going to...
I think it's going to just be on top of that.
Tap, or just miss the yellow, or Tad's going to
Tap
no, not well.
Sort of.
No, it's just shy of the yellow. I can see space between it.
Yeah, but functionally, the shot here is he's going to throw. Is either you throw a draw, I guess, or you throw that red into that yellow into that red.
He's debating.
Because that red-yellow stagger right there, if you hit that red, should hit that yellow, and that yellow.
Yeah, but with that much, that broom looks a little looks like a draw.
That's too narrow for a draw.
No, too narrow for a draw, you think? Okay.
With the ice that they've been playing for draw, I think that's narrow. We'll see.
Unless he's going for I just didn't see him indicate what they wanted to hit, so.
Alright, let's see what the
Todd,
shot is.
Todd's gonna do.
Yep, he has to throw a close double. It's just a tough shot. Todd's been throwing tough shots all day.
But I feel like that's the thing, is that the skip, like you have to be able to throw the,
yes.
But
there's still lesser and easier shots to skip, and you're always trying to avoid having to actually throw a tough shot
right.
for yourself. Like, you gotta, some of the shots he has thrown, like the one where, in the fifth end, he had an open hit. That's not a tough shot.
Right, but you have to they're not all going to be tough shots, but you have to be able to throw the tough shots.
Oh, absolutely. A little narrow, looks like. And gets the promote for something, but doesn't that much.
I think because it's still
Yep.
still sitting 2 red.
At least. Let's take another look here. We are 2 red, definitely. I'd
argue we're a measure for 3, but
it's a measure for 3. But I think
at this point, it sort of depends. So.
Yeah, if you're 2, you're shaking.
Unless you're hardcore and you just want to play all 8 ends.
Well,
or as many as you can fit in the time.
The final game of the season if you lose. So
right. So stretch that out if you can. You hate to see the season end. So you hold on.
I've definitely played. You can't play 2 because at some point it's rude. But I've definitely played an extra end at the Auld Lang Syne after I would have.
Even though you weren't going to come back, you played an extra end just for the sake of you had time.
Yeah.
I think as long as you're in the time frame, you do you.
Right.
As long as you're not playing more than necessary.
So,
I mean, they've got
I think the Wild just scored. The
Stanley Cup player. So I don't. Curling is the extent of the sports thing that I do.
Oh no.
Beyond that, I don't.
They started the second period. Never mind. Okay. Anyway, besides 35.
You have to excuse Jonathan. We've got the Stanley Cup playoffs on a TV above our heads, so he's watching 2 games at once.
No, I'm not. I'm watching one game.
We're watching one game, but the other game caught your attention. It's fine. Like I said, I just don't care enough. But that's me.
That's reasonable. All right, here we go. And nope. I'll get just over, but it's not going to do much more than that.
Other than be in the way, which
Is what the goal was.
yeah.
So Todd has one
I don't know.
more shot, and
Yeah, but what's
what
your,
a lot of options.
what's your shot? Like, there's so much. There's a lot of stuff in the house and a lot of stuff in front of the house. That is a crowded playing field. Oh, and again,
I
this
would
is
come. So my shot he's trying. Okay. So one thing they're looking at there's this center guard here. There's a promote right into the middle. Not the shot I would play. I think you hit this. So I might hit this bright yellow into the red, into the other red, and that's your double, and that gets you 1.
Yeah.
Maybe. Actually, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like running that center guard back isn't easy, but I think it's the most their shot. If that
Actually,
makes any
that
sense.
is. I don't. So the problem with that double is actually it doesn't get you shot.
Right. Where if you run the yellow back, and if it goes straight, like again, it's not easy because you have to get through the port, and then the yellow has to get through the yellow and the red that's on the nouns on the U and the N. So like, it's there.
Yeah.
I don't know if physics is on your side with all of that.
No,
but
I mean, physics is on your side. You just gotta hit it right.
yeah, like it's doable, but it's not an easy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room for it to go wrong.
Correct.
But I think it's your most. It's like that's the one you got. Like that's what you got to do at this point. But it's tough when you get a playing field with that much stuff in it.
I mean, this is the end Todd wanted. You want a bunch of junk in front. You want it to be coming down to draws. The problem is Red managed to get there first into the middle because he wasn't able to get those draws.
Yeah.
So that makes it tough. So here's the shot. And nope.
No,
Miss.
nah.
And I think that's going to be a shake. Let's
Are they gonna?
If I'm Elliot, I'm throwing this away.
I
Nope,
mean,
he's throwing a draw.
he's throwing it, but I mean, it has to get down to the other side.
Yeah.
They have to get the rock down anyways.
Yep.
So again, let your season last just that much longer.
Well,
I mean, Elliot will have Elliot will go to another game.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they play it. I don't know if which time they play it tomorrow. Then.
9 a.m.
Ooh, that's a buzzkill.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, I guess it could be worse. It could be an 8 a.m. draw. I feel like winning and ending up in an 8 a.m. draw is the downside to winning. But at 9 a.m. isn't as bad as it could be.
And that looks heavy.
Yeah,
But that's
probably.
okay. If you're gonna miss,
But it's not going to be enough for.
It's not gonna matter. It is at least 2 red, maybe 3, depending on angles. And it shakes.
Oh, yeah.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Team Zeisler with the victory in the third event. So let's look.
All right.
Have this game. That doesn't look close. This game.
Closer.
This game.
Less. If you want the closest of all of them will be sheet 2.
You mean sheet 3?
That's what do I mean 3?
Yes. We just were on sheet 2.
Oh yeah. Sorry, numbers are hard.
It's okay. All right.
The second option, which is sheet 3.
So sheet 3 it is.
Okay.
As we move into Mike Bonnema versus Adam Miller. So it is Team Gaw Miller. So Sarah Gaum and Adam Miller, another noted married couple, like to play together. So they're playing back end on this team. Along with, so here, we'll give you a quick intro here. Along with Adam Miller. What?
No, that's only a.
Yeah, Adam Hood and Alexandra Terry up for the front end. And then Team Bonnema, which is Abe Bloom, Paul Murky, Andrew Charon, and Mike Bonnema. So that looks like Alexandra Terry's shot. She is, I think, throwing a hit here, and I think she's gonna just miss. She's gonna hit her own.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay.
Misses.
I guess if you're gonna miss the first one, better to just flash and not hit anything, because you don't want to hit your own and hit that out.
The so Paul Murky to throw his shot, his first shot. Murky is a very good hitter in general. To get there. I think he is actually throwing a hit here.
I think so.
We are the reason Bonnema is in this game because we beat them at 9 a.m. Oh, that's not ideal, but not terrible. Looks like Miller has hammer, Bonnema without. So a couple of options here for Miller. He could throw the hit again, or he could throw another draw. Looks like he's throwing a draw. Terry on her second shot here, trying to throw a draw. Oh, no.
It's Adam.
It's Adam on his first. Throwing a draw.
Yeah. Kind of a fun team because Adam and Sarah are more experienced, where Alex and Adam are newer. I think I can't
You don't
remember.
have to specify Adams, huh?
Valid. Front end versus front hood. Hood versus Miller.
Yeah.
Either way, front end versus back end, whatever it is. Hat, no hat, glasses. Pick your characteristic. But no, it's one thing I like about Auld Lang Syne is the pairing, and you've got somebody like Sarah and Adam Miller who are experienced and all and whatever and are good versus Alex and Adam who are newer and have been curling. I think they started. I can't remember if they started earlier this year or end of last year. But either way, that's one thing I really like about Auld Lang Syne is people that normally probably would not curl together.
Yeah,
absolutely. Get the chance to, and it's super fun because then newer curlers get a chance to learn from more experienced and all that kind of fun stuff. So
I agree. That's something that I really like, and it's also nice as an event that you get that the goal is to balance teams. So
right,
you're in that position a lot. All right, so Adam Hood to throw his second. As Paul Murky makes his hit. And he also is going to be throwing a hit. He's going to be trying to hit that red out. So the Miller plan here is definitely to move into is to be able to eliminate stones, because the more stones he can eliminate, the better off he will be in terms of his ability to.
I think it's not. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well. They can get it. No.
Yeah, didn't quite help.
Yeah, I think he was a little narrow on the shot to begin with, because they were sweeping it right away. So I think he was a little narrow. I think the weight was good. It just, like I said, just a little narrow. So they were trying to hold the line.
Yep.
Oh, it's fine.
So first shot for Andy Charon. Andy normally plays with a Mike as a skip, so this is normal for him. Generally, it is either Mike Rain or Mike Blazer, but now he has moved to Mike Bonnema. But I think he would be confused if he didn't have a Mike as a skip. So
there you go. You just keep trying. Then it doesn't matter. You're like, who are you playing with, Mike? Which one? Mike. I'm playing with Mike. It's fine. I'm playing with Mike.
So he looks like he's trying to just put it in just a little bit. That looks a little heavy. They were Murky and Bloom were on that real hard.
Yeah.
And
that's if you. Oh, it's Sarah. That's doubleable.
Yes.
That's
you gotta get that. You gotta get that a little bit higher, which is what they were looking for. But because you really want to keep that in the 12-foot, maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna
give you an even guard.
Sarah throwing her first one, so.
Yeah. Well, Sarah's gonna hit this out.
Well, yeah, that's.
And
some good weight on it.
The double. Weight's good. Question is line. Line's looking good.
Oh yeah. I
And
think it's gonna do its thing.
they
Oh,
got
ooh.
one.
Oh, one not two. But they are getting our yellow sitting shot, so that's good for them.
Yeah, but it's going to be taken out.
But yeah.
Which way? The question that Bonnema needs to think about, and what he's thinking about, is which way do you come? So there are two options, obviously, in turn and out turn. The question that you want to figure out is what's the one that where the miss is less likely to hit the red, and he has decided that way, coming with the out turn. In turn.
The clockwise turn. I just got clockwise and counterclockwise.
The in turn.
Yeah, it's in turn this, but if you're a left-handed, it would be the out turn.
That's fine.
That's why I use clockwise and counterclockwise.
Yeah, but I mean, righties and lefties can have different things. That's fine. And it's going to hit and not hit the red.
Oh, there
and
you
that
go.
actually is a wonderful roll.
Yeah.
That is a heck of a shot.
Yeah,
so
so
they split the house, and they've got it with a nice roll outside. That's good. Oh yeah, the other thing is Bonnema probably is not going to shake, FYI. In our game, we were up 8-2 after 6, and they played the 7th.
I mean, they're up. Miller's only out two. Right? Like it's not.
I know. I'm just saying in general.
Oh yeah. Hey, teach their own. As long as you're in the time frame, if you want to play an extra, play an extra.
I agree. It was more of a general principle and less of any specific thing, and that's going to be hit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any roll on that. Nope, there will not be.
Nah.
So here's what we're going to get. We're going to get bang, 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 and Miller will take 1 unless there is a miss. We know the shots, so it's just a question of execution. Interesting they're coming that way. I would come the other way. Generally, I'm against the sort of inside-out hits they're about to throw. I would throw outside in. But, not my job. Yeah, that's what Mike wants to do. That's what he gets to throw. Bonnema stick curler. When I started here, he did not curl off the stick. He was in the game where I was the closest to giving up an 8-ender ever. They were lying 6. We were 7, and they were 8 on his last stone. He had a very tricky double to get 8. It was there, but it was a tricky double. He hit 1, wasn't able to get the roll. Thank God he missed, and we only gave up 6.
Only 6.
That was that is possibly the worst team I ever played on. That was me in my second year, Travis Coyne in his second year, 2 people who no longer curl here, and it was not. That team should not have played.
Yeah, I think.
Oh boy, he's missing.
Oh.
No, it's the I thought it was going too far, but I don't think it will. No, I'm right.
Yeah,
this is the problem with the inside-out hits there.
It's a little, Oh, by a lot it missed.
Right. So the
that's
problem.
Then
that's your problem. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, guys, it's fascinating with stick curlers is you take out some of the variables. Because you can, I feel like walking is different than sliding, and you're not potentially putting whatever. You can be more consistent in your delivery as a stick curler. So there are definitely stick curlers where I'm just where you sort of come to not fear them, but just know you fear them a little bit because you know that they're gonna line it up and they're gonna make that hit.
But the thing is, for me on this is it's not a question of stick versus not stick here. It's a question of the type is where they put the broom down. So they put it down for an inside-out hit, and I think that's the wrong way. I think you come the other way because inside-out hits have a tendency to curl a lot more. And what did that do? That over-curled a lot.
There you go.
And what's the way to beat that? Don't put yourself in that position. And it's not like they have to go that way, right? There's no bars. They chose to go that way.
Yeah.
And now they're really in an opportunity where they could give up 3. And there's Adam.
I get the one. Is the yellow gonna stick around?
Nope.
No. So.
That's okay. You're okay with that, is Adam? It's not ideal.
I mean, so now we're gonna try
Go the other way, Andy. Go the other way, Andy. Go the other way.
I don't think he can hear you.
So the middle one, what's the score?
For
Yellow, yeah. So yellow's got, does that mean 3?
8 to 6.
8 to 6.
Yeah.
Who's got 8?
whatever stone is on the 8.
Which one?
Whichever one's on the 8.
So the yellow. So the yellow in this one, where they have four.
And
four
they hit it
sitting
out,
above
but they're
the
able to
eight.
not do
Somebody still.
And so Adam now with a wide open house. He has a 12-foot circle. All he's got to do is get in the 12-foot circle.
He's got to outscore. He's got to outscore that one yellow.
He's yellow.
Oh, he's. Don't mind me. So yeah, it's just got to anywhere in the paint.
He's got it. He's got a 12-foot circle. He's got to curl into it.
I think he can do it.
I feel fairly confident in his ability to do this. But you do see your skips occasionally miss those draws.
Oh, I mean, right. It could happen. But
It's looking good. No sweeping. Oh, a little sweeping. You want a little sweeping on this. You don't want frantic, but you want a little.
yeah, just help
But
it be where it
make
needs
sure-
to be.
Make sure that it goes where it is, and it will be. And
It's
there
gonna try to
is-
sweep it out, but
It's not gonna matter. And it is 2 yellow,
Okay.
and they take a 10-6 lead over here. Let's do a quick update over on sheet 4. They have made that a much closer game.
Wow.
As we are
Gashikawa took three in
to go
the
eighth end.
seventh.
All right, we're gonna stick around here. Hey, we're in the 8th end. It's near the end shots. Let's do it. Let's stick through it. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So
Yeah. I'm not mad at it.
So let's do a quick intro here. We got that is not useful at all. Thank you so much. All right, we have Team Higashikawa, which is
Tyler is. No, sorry, that's not that. He's not on that team.
that's it. It looks like it's
Team Learner is making their shot with Tyler
Tampier
on
on his shot, and
right,
so
and
it's
then Mike and John sweeping and
Carrie Myers.
Carrie. I was totally blanking on her first name.
So we have Mike Lerner and John Mueller. John Mueller lead, Mike Lerner third, and Carrie at skip, and then Tyler Tampier as second. And then for Team Higashikawa, you have Mike Higashikawa as your skip, Kirsten Higashikawa as the vice, and your second is
Can't see that far.
yeah, can't see that far.
They also might be people that I don't know that well. It's people who I haven't curled with enough to know who they are.
Yep. So
We'll figure it out. Hold on, I'll figure it out.
And so we're up as Kirsten throwing her first. Marie. Oh, it's Marie and Kevin. So Kevin
okay.
Tibbles and Marie. I can never think. I cannot.
I
remember
don't.
last
I
name.
don't know. I have never met her.
Her last name. So
so-
Kevin is the professional here. Kevin had a long-time career at NBC until he retired last year. As NBC News correspondent, he has been in many interesting things. Great shot there by Kirsten to put one there. Higashikawa down one without hammer. So trying to get there. Carrie now trying to throw.
No one knows what this shot they want to make. They're both shrugging.
And that leads to this first shot here is from
Mike.
Mike trying to figure it out with Carrie. Looks like they're also going to throw a draw here. I would recommend, if I were them, you try to throw a draw on top would be my shot, because you're not going to miss anything. And the thing that you really want is they've managed to do one thing really well so far this end, which is keep it open. And as long as it's open, everything else will work out. Because if it's not open, Carrie's going to have her draw for one, based on what's happening right now. And so all you want to do is keep that opportunity there, because you see there's really no center guards, and so there's a real opportunity for Carrie to get her in the correct location. To throw a draw, she can get one draw. She gets one draw. It's there.
What are we asking? I'm like,
Yeah. Um, so, it's second shot here for Kirsten. Trying to get in for a second. Can't quite do it. It's a little light. And that's going to mean yellow still two. Let's take a little closer look here. You can see somewhat clearly. Carrie's kind of on top of that back one. Yeah. Yellow is very clearly second shot. Red is first shot. And so at least some things are thinking about clearing these guards. That is a mistake. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a bad decision.
Sure, there's a method to their madness.
No, there isn't. It's a bad decision.
Wow, you're so judgy.
I mean, there might be a method. It's still the wrong call. So the thing is, again, they have the draw. The draw is there. All they got to do is you got to get around. So where Carrie is, there's a giant point, right?
Yeah.
You can draw to here. You can draw to the 4 foot on the side, on the side closer to the stars and where the U is, the UP and up, and that's your one. It's there all day. And so getting rid of these guards can theoretically open up some room, but it's not going to change anything fundamentally. Fundamentally, you're going to have to hit that draw.
I mean, I guess in theory, if you took out both of them, it improves your sight line.
Right.
But
it doesn't. But it's not going to open up things so much that it's going to change anything.
It's right. It's not going to change the game. It'll open your sight line, but
and more importantly, on a level that we care for, is the game is that it's not gonna open up the opportunity for those stones to suddenly be open or not open. They're still gonna be down. Oh my God!
Wow. I don't think that's what they wanted to do.
That's not what they wanted to do, but it does work.
For who?
For yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Red's still shot, but it's wide open now.
Yeah.
And it's in a much worse position. I would promote if I were red. Kirsten is calling for the draw over there. I don't think that's a bad option. The other option is the promote of the red on that side.
Can we, in completely unrelated news, can we talk about the fact that Mike has a dog butt on the back of his shirt? Sorry, but
Mike
Higashikawa. Yeah, I'm kind of loving it.
Well, it's a
the front's on the front and the back's on the back.
Right.
I mean, I get it, and it's just really funny because most of the game we've only seen his back. So he's standing there with, we get the view of the dog butt. I'm like, okay, curling a tire is fun. Can I go back into the superlatives and change my vote? Oh no! Oh.
You could. I haven't voted yet. I still got to figure that one out.
Well, there you go. There's a lot of there. I left some stuff blank because I was like, I don't know. It's hard because you're like, well, I haven't curled with everybody, but I guess it's like high school where you're like, I don't know everybody, so it's fine.
Yeah, pretty much. So Mike to throw. He is throwing either a draw to the other side or a promote of that yellow at the top above the W. Looks like it's the draw. Kirsten telling him not to sweep. It looks a little heavy. And you don't want to be too heavy.
I don't think it's...
Again.
Oh, yeah, no, it's going to just sail right in there.
It's sailing. It's going to stop.
Is it, though?
Yes.
I mean, it will stop eventually, but...
No, it does. And they're lying too.
Okay.
That's what they want. Yellow now gets their opportunity to draw, and they have things to draw on top of. Will they do the draw? TBD. Mike Lerner's not a big drawer in my experience. He would rather throw the hit.
Yeah.
But we'll see whether he actually does it.
They're doing some discussing. I think it might depend either Mike's either made up his mind or it'll depend on what the view looks like once Carrie gets down there. But
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit room right there.
hit the yellow. Hit the yellow and get rid of it.
Well, they're yellow, so they probably don't want to do that.
Jeez. One of these days I'll keep track of colors. It's fine.
It's fine. Look, we're changing games all the time. It happens.
Yeah.
But the big thing is for for this is that this is a really tough shot, and I don't know if you can do that. I guess you can do it and be shot, but if you do it, then you're wide open. They can hit you back, right? And
Yeah.
and it doesn't gain you that much. Whereas you're gonna eventually have to hit that draw, so you might as well do it now. And they keep on not doing the thing that just needs to happen now. It is fundamentally very annoying. Oh wow!
Miss. Wow, nice.
And they got it. Just enough.
Yeah.
And now they got to throw the. Well, I would throw that draw again. If I were Mike Kachikawa, I would throw that draw again. You just hit it. You can be that extra. If you're that extra little bit heavy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just throw that draw. You lie on top of them. They can't hit you out. Well, I mean, they probably don't try.
Yeah.
Because apparently they're incapable of throwing draws. But
Well, incapable. They just choose not to. Because for some people, the hits are like, I don't know. You're like, yeah, let's hit some stuff.
True,
Like,
fair enough.
You know, hits can be fun.
But it's they're throwing the draw here. So let's see what happens. And this would be an interesting shot. This is for the game. By the way, and over on sheet 3, Bonnema did lose, Miller did win. So they Adam Miller's team advances. Here's the shot coming in, sweep.
The crowd in the warm room is calling for a sweep. I don't. And they are a little disappointed in the lack of sweeping.
A little wide, and
They are
game.
shaking.
And so with that, all the games are off. We move into the 5 o'clock draw. Thank you so much, Andrea, for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we will see you